What's going on, everyone? So, at the time of this video posting, we are a little over 24 hours of the Lakers versus Nuggets game one. Obviously, depending on when you're watching this video, we are very likely closer. It could be only hours away. But I'm excited for this matchup, right? Because this is going to be a very good kind of just gauge for where we are, right? Said it before. Only one team every year gets the right to say, hey, we were good enough to win the championship, right? Because only one team wins it every year. Everyone else just kind of contenders and dark horses and punchers' chances, right? But we're about to find out, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to play the Nuggets in the first round, of where are we? Are we good enough this year to win the NBA championship, or are we a team that just, hey, better luck next year? Well, we're going to find out. Denver has had our number. Odds are stacked against us. We're on the road. Right? There's a lot in Denver's favor here. And if the Lakers can go in, handle business, win this series, I think that they handle business the rest of the way. And I think that we could be looking at number 18 and hoisting that Larry O'Brien. And I'd love it. Right? I mean, obviously, all of us Laker fans would. But nonetheless, right, the West is going to be a juggernaut regardless. But Denver's kind of that one hurdle that has just kind of been in our way. And I just think it's that puzzle that we have to solve. And once we solve that puzzle, I think we'll be in good shape. And I think, we'll be able to get through this series and then match up to whoever we got to match up next, Phoenix or Minnesota. Right? And either of them, I think the Lakers can handle business and win those series. And then you move on to Clippers, Dallas, or the Oklahoma City Thunder, which, again, I think the Lakers can beat all three of those teams. I mean, and just like the Clippers, right? Like Clippers, for years we couldn't beat the Clippers. And at least all the Denver games are close. Like Clippers were beating us by like 15 or 20 every game. I mean, it was a disaster every time we played them. And then we just kind of solved the puzzle. And it's just like ever since then, we have their number now. And it's like they have 21-point leads in the fourth quarter and we still overcome them. Right? But to me, this series is going to boil down to the first two games. And a lot of people feel that game one is an absolute must win and that, if the Lakers don't win it, then the series is over and, that this is basically do or die for them. And I disagree. Now, I would love the Lakers to win game one. I actually kind of feel like they very likely will, but we'll get more into that on game day when I do my predictions and breakdowns and stuff. But I don't think game one is an absolute must win, do or die. But I do think that this 2-game road trip is. If we don't at least split, then I think this series may be over, right? But if the Lakers lose game one and bounce back and win game two, they did their job. You got to win one on the road, right? And I think that would put us in good position to win the series. Now, I think more likely than not, the Lakers win. It's probably 7 games. I could see if the Lakers win game one, then I think that they can beat them in 6. I think game two, you're looking at 7 games, which I think is more likely. Right? I just think Denver's going to be that team that it's just going to be really hard. Like you're going to have to beat them if you want to get through, but that's fine. And I know some people are going to look at it as, oh, Lakers will never beat Denver 2 games on the road. Like people say that about everybody, and guess what? The Lakers just kept doing it. Right? I mean, we just heard all the noise about the Pelicans, and I know the Denver Nuggets and the Pelicans aren't the same team, but still, Lakers were able to beat the Pelicans literally back to back on the road. At least the Lakers would have multiple games and home games and all kinds of stuff in between. Right? It's more about the Lakers knowing that, hey, we can beat them. It's more about like, hey, we can beat them and we can beat them on the road as we just did. Right? Because the Lakers have to win on the road regardless. You have to steal one of these road games because Denver doesn't have to beat you on the road. They have home court. As long as they win all their or all their home games, that's it. You're done. But another big factor is LeBron. LeBron historically, and I know last year the Lakers won game one in every series except for Denver, and they went home. But like that was rare for LeBron-led teams, right? LeBron, when he won game one, he like has like a ridiculously historically great record against teams because he usually uses game one as that fill it out game, right? Game one's usually kind of just the filler. Go out there and just play basketball. He even on his podcast with JJ Redick had a kind of touched on it and talked about it and said, like game one, I look at it as just like, hey, let's just go out and play. Let's go out and play. Let's get a feel, kind of let, guys' nerves calm down, kind of just get through that first game and see where you're at, right? Kind of get a feel for how is the opposing team kind of trying to match up, like what is their game plan here, and then how can we make the adjustments for game two. So to LeBron, game one is just kind of like the let's see what happens, and then from there and on, let's get this done. And that's always been LeBron's kind of MO. That's what he's always done. All the Miami, the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? You win game one, you're very likely winning the series. If you lose game one, that's fine. You win game two, and it's the same result. You're going to win the series. So that's another big factor that I've seen a lot of people throw out that, hey, we have to win game one, but completely leave out the LeBron kind of idea with that, right? Because he likes it because it kind of he kind of can just kind of coast. He doesn't have to go like all out, be crazy, and can kind of just let other guys kind of get involved and kind of see, okay, where are guys at? Is the moment too big for them? Are they nervous? Are they scared or whatever? Right? Problem is, like with Denver, it wasn't that they lost game one. It's that they lost game 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can't do that. Now, I would love, again, if the Lakers can win game one, I wholeheartedly at that point think they win the series. Because to me, if you win game one, all of the pressure goes to Denver. All of it. Because now if Denver loses and goes down 0-2 at home, series is probably over. Because even if they steal one game in LA, Lakers are probably not going to lose both of them. And now you're up 3-1, and at that point, I just think the Lakers, LeBron James could turn back the clock for one game and go get a W, right? Like he's healthy, like compared to last season in the Western Conference where he needed foot surgery, right? But my concern is that if you don't win game one, then the pressure is still on you. Because now you got to go back to LA and you need to win both of those games. But even if they drop one of those games, again, I think it'll be fine, which is why I think it goes to game 7, right? I think, more likely than not, Lakers, they win the game. They win game 2, win game 3. They're up 2-1. Now there's a ton of pressure on Denver. They probably respond, win game 3 and 4, and then you win game 4 and 5, and then you win game 6 and 7. Right? Like that's kind of the idea, that's kind of the hope. And if it kind of goes that way, you already beat them twice in a row, you feel confident and you can do it again. Right? You win that home game, you get to game 7, and now you're just like, okay, let's lock and load. LeBron and AD have a great game, and then boom, you advance. Right? But if you win game 1, now all of the pressure is on Denver, and I really want to see what Denver looks like under pressure, under duress. Right? Because you win game 1, as I mentioned, they cannot lose game 2 or the series is probably over. Because at that point, you've given the Lakers so much confidence, right? I don't think the Lakers would sweep Denver again. I would be shocked if the Lakers sweep Denver. But even if you don't, even if you just win one game at home, the Lakers will win 1 out of the next 3, right? Like let's say they lose game 3, but you win game 4. That's probably it. Right? You hope to close out in game 5. If you don't, you close out in game 6 and you're good. Right? Like that's the idea. That's the hope. But also, again, like even if they do and they win game 2, they still have a ton of pressure because they need to get back home court. So now if they go down 2-1, right, now there's all this pressure again. And it's like, if the Lakers come out and they're like, man, we win this game, we put it away, right? We just need one more elimination game and we're good, right? Like I want to see how does Denver respond. Because again, last season, Denver didn't have any real adversity. They didn't have anybody that they, ran into that really put pressure and and made you question of like, wait a minute, is Denver about to lose? Right? Like, they just kind of just ran through everybody and put themselves in a position to, they're in the NBA Finals against the Miami Heat, and you're like, Miami's not beating them, right? Like, and ultimately that's what happened. So to me, I do think game one is very important, but I don't think it's absolutely like you have to win that game or the series is over. I think you have to win one of these two games. Because again, you go down 2-0, now you still haven't proven and shown you can beat Denver. Denver's in your mental, they have the momentum, they have the belief. It's really bad. Now you're in a position where it could go very wrong very quickly for you. And I don't want to see that happen. I want the Lakers to go in, handle business, get game one or game two. Either way, I don't care. But you got to steal one of those. You do that, you're in great shape. And the Lakers will be sitting pretty. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Somewhere in between. Now, do you think the Lakers, they have to win game one? Or do you think if you can win game one, obviously win game one. Again, I'm not saying that I don't it's okay if they lose game one. No, I want to see them go out and win and steal game one. I just don't want people to lose their minds if they don't. Like, as long as they win game two, you're good. Right? So, let cooler heads prevail, and let's see how this plays out. But I'm excited. Again, I'm excited. Got what we wanted. We ain't ducking any smoke. Let's go get this win. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.